Hello everybody and welcome to today's episode of Potter Talk Sport. I am your host Ben Potter, and this week I'll be discussing Saudi Arabian influence within various sports due to popular request in the comments of the last video. Do they just like sports, or are there other factors at play? Saudi Arabia's influence within sport has actually had a very big increase in the last couple of years, and there are actually lots of examples of this, such as the takeover at Newcastle United, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, the Saudi-backed LIV Golf, and them even hosting huge boxing events as well. The recent Saudi Arabian influence within sport has caused a lot of people to point fingers towards the idea of sports washing, which, for those of you who don't know, is defined as the use of sport by oppressive governments or leaders to legitimize their regimes and distract from human rights abuses. It is widely thought that this is why they have taken these steps into sport, as a way to cover up any human rights or ethical issues occurring within the country itself. Saudi Arabia actually execute many poor migrant workers for some crimes without the proper legal procedures or cross-examinations. People will also be discriminated against because of the colour of their skin, race, ethnicity, languages, and even regionalism as well. The death penalty is also something that exists in Saudi Arabia, with executions even getting broadcast live. And on the 12th of March 2022, 81 people were executed in Saudi Arabia, prompting the media to ask Newcastle manager Eddie Howe about this. To which his response was, "I'm just going to stick to football," which to me seems like he's pushing the horrors of the executions within Saudi Arabia more into the background. I mean, this is exactly what sportswashing does for Saudi Arabia. It allows these issues that put Saudi Arabia in a negative light to be pushed away from the public eye much more, because of the sports events that they own and fund will take all of the publicity instead. For example, things such as the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, which began in 2021, was the beginning of a 15-year partnership with F1 worth up to $65 million a year. They have easy potential to draw attention away from issues that I just spoke about. Additionally, when the takeover of Newcastle United happened in October of 2021, BBC Sport tweeted about it, and it received almost 1,500 likes and roughly 350 retweets. The support for the takeover wasn't just online, however, as thousands of fans went to St James's Park to celebrate the news, with many even wearing Saudi Arabian attire to show their support. And from this, you can immediately tell that by involving themselves with sport, Saudi Arabia have moved themselves away from the controversy that surrounds them, and they're trying to draw attention to something a lot more positive instead. Sports can also be used as a platform for Saudi Arabia to push good PR and to promote a positive image of themselves to the world as well. I mean, one example is when the BBC got Alan Shearer, who's a huge figure within English football, to positively speak about the Newcastle takeover when it happened, describing it as a special day, making it seem like the involvement of Saudi Arabia as something hugely positive. Other high-profile people within sports have also spoken positively about Saudi Arabia as well, with the likes of Jordan Henderson and Tyson Fury speaking on the matter. Jordan Henderson, who moved to Saudi Arabian club Al Ettifaq in the summer, has come out and said, "I strongly believe me playing in Saudi Arabia is a good thing." And recently, after Tyson Fury's fight with Francis Ngannou, he's described Saudi Arabia as a very safe country to go to, which instantly contradicts the inhumane nature of Saudi Arabia's legal system and discrimination. I personally would question if there's any truth behind what they're saying, due to how much Henderson and Fury earn from playing and fighting in Saudi Arabia. I mean, Jordan Henderson is widely reported to earn £700,000 a week, and Tyson Fury supposedly earned upwards of $50 million from his fight. Do you think they actually meant what they said, or is it just the money talking? Let me know in the comments. You can also see the potential exposure Saudi Arabia could get. For example, LIV Golf was streamed on YouTube in an attempt to gain viewers. However, the estimated viewing figures show that on YouTube, the interest declined rapidly as LIV's 2022 season reached its climax, going from 104,000 viewers on average at the first event, LIV London, to just over 40,000 viewers at the finale event at LIV in Miami. If you compare this to the PGA Tour event, the Canadian Open averaged 2.78 million viewers, reaching 3.67 million viewers in the final round. This does show that there is still a big gap between Saudi Arabia's new tournament and established ones like the PGA Tour in terms of viewership, but it does show the potential platform they could have if this project is successful. And there are ways in which they're trying to compete with things like the PGA Golf Tour, such as by attempting to bring in big-name golfers. In 2022, as some of you may know, big names and major champions like Patrick Reed and Bryson DeChambeau signed up with the Saudi-funded LIV Golf Invitational Series, but this has led to the PGA Tour Commissioner to say that they can only play in one and not both of the tournaments, so they have to choose. As you can see, Saudi Arabia do have a clear motive behind their ambitions within the sports world, and they're not exactly trying to hide it. With public figures speaking out, and an obvious drive to create a feeling of positivity around themselves, sportswashing, in my opinion, is the driving force behind their recent influence within sports. I hope that you've enjoyed today's deep dive into Saudi Arabia and sport. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so that you don't miss another episode. And let me know in the comments if there are any other topics that you'd like me to cover in the future podcasts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.